Hello everyone. A very good evening to all of you who have joined us today for this webinar on temper tantrums in children. This is me, Dr. Yashika Arora Malhotra from Delhi. I'm practicing in Janakpuri, MD Home from MUHS, and I've completed my BHMS from Nehru Homeopathic Medical College, Delhi University. So I'm here to guide you about temper tantrums in children and how you can manage homeopathically through using homeopathic medicines. Whatever when you see cases or deal with cases who are children who are suffering from temper tantrums, or parents come to you for different cases that their child is showing this tantrum, that tantrum. So I'm here to guide you what is actually temper tantrum, what all cases you can get of temper tantrums in your clinic, at your clinic, and then how you can, which medicines you can use, which are the most commonly used medicines, and what all you can gain, whatever you can grasp in the cases of temper tantrums in children. So first of all, I would like to tell you about the temper tantrums. What is actually temper tantrums? You must be seeing children coming to you, or in at home or at various places wherever you go. That there are children who act some behaviors, like they act out behaviors which are very disruptive or unpleasant, like they cry, or they scream, they shout loudly, or you can say they students who are kicking or hit the things they here and there. The children who are frustrated, they hold their breath like this. They hold their breath like this, or they are screaming loud, or they're whining or crying and kicking off things. They show one or the other tantrum through their actions, through these such actions like crying and screaming. So whenever what when ha- one when this these tantrums are being shown by children, so there is a cause behind it. The cause which is behind it, that the younger children or the children who cannot express their needs, or who cannot control their emotions, they are usually frustrated. So they actually express their needs, express their emotions. They express their frustration through these tantrums. So some kids may have tantrums often, and usually this you can see in the age group of 1 to 3 years. They usually happen, or they can happen after 3 years as well. So whenever because this is a part of a child development, each and every child, if you can see, every other child can show one or the other tantrum. This is a normal part, and usually there is a purpose behind every tantrum. So whenever a child is crying, or there is a meltdown, which is a reaction to something, and this is usually beyond. Sometimes it's usually beyond a child's control when he is not acting, when he is not showing this act, the tantrum as an act, as in manipulative. So usually they stop tantrum if they get whatever they want. Sometimes if the goal is not met, they may not be calmed, or even if the goal is met, they may not be calmed. He or she may still be showing tantrum even if you give the thing which a child asks. Like he's asking, I want ice cream. So first of all you scold, first of all as a parent you scold, but then the patient is not reverting you back. The child is not reverting you back properly. He's showing his tantrum, crying, screaming, and everything. But after that, when the child is when he come back, he's like he's offered the ice cream. He'll do is he'll still show the tantrum, because now he'll ask for something else. He won't be able You won't be able to calm him properly. So there is a threshold. Each child has a threshold for frustration, which may be sometimes very low, and he can be agreed upon things very very fast, or he can take time. Like he'll be showing tantrums you one or the other time. He may not be calmed. So it's, as a parent or as a doctor, as a physician, you need to control their tantrums. You need to guide, you need to counsel the child as well as the parents how you can control the child's tantrums, or how you can deal with the situation at that time. So when you talk about these tantrums, they can be characterized by stubbornness, crying, violent behavior, angry or shouting loud. There is a resistance to attempts. They may be hitting, they may be doing physical violent behavior, they may be throwing off things or one or the other thing. And usually these children who are suffering from ADHD and autism, they may also, or there is some intellectual disability, they may also show such tantrums because they are not able to convey their message. They're not able to inform the other person, their parents or doctor or whoever is inside, through their voice, through their, because they have some of the other things like slut speech may be there. They may not be able to speak what they want. So that through, because of that, the ADHD children, the autistic child may show you different tantrums. So there is also one other cause which we can discuss, and this is very common nowadays because there is a lot of pressure on children nowadays. The parents, the outside peers, the relations, the relatives, the teachers or whoever, they try to put much more pressure. They try to put forceful methods of control from outside. Like the parent, he's saying, don't change your pants, don't sleep right now, don't go this, don't go there, or don't throw things on the outside. When you're forcing your child on different or one or the other things, so the child is usually expressing the frustration in the form of tantrums in return. So the tantrums usually begin in children from 12 to 18 months of age, and there are two types of tantrums, that is manipulative and temperamental. When you talk about manipulative tantrums, the child usually tries to get his own way. Like he may be conscious, he may have control, and he may be knowing that he's manipulating things to get what he wants. And the second one, when you talk about temperamental tantrums, the child cannot help it. He's very much unconscious, out of control. You cannot calm him down. And when you if you want to distinguish between these two types of tantrums, the manipulative tantrum is usually less intense, and the child can be calmed very easily. You don't have to do some you don't have to look very hard to find it or how to control the child. But when you talk about temperamental tantrums, usually the temperamental tantrum relates to some underlying temperamental issue, and you cannot help at such situations. You cannot calm the child at such situations. So there are few tips which I want to share, how you can manage the tantrums. That is one of the thing is ki you can recognize child's manipulative behaviors. First of all, what is actually he's doing to manipulate things, knows. And the second thing, you need to define your parenting principles as a parent, as a doctor as well. You need to define some of the principles, how the child can be controlled, or how the child need to be counseled at the time when he's not in the tantrum, when he's not showing any tantrums. You need to believe in the child, whatever he's saying at the point of the tantrum, whatever he's showing, or whatever he's expressing through these tantrums. You need to believe the child at that point of time. And another thing, you need to soothe him when he's anxious or distressed, and you need to counsel at that point of time. You need to agree to the child. You need to be empathetic to the child. Whatever he's desiring, whatever he's asking, wishes, you need to help him out. You need to explain him with the reason that how you can uh, honestly and effectively control the child, or you can offer him the thing, and then you can stop this his tantrum. And once you know these triggers, once you know what is actually behind why the child is doing such tantrum, so that would obviously give you a positive result. When you talk about homeopathy, as a homeopathic physician, how you can control such temper tantrums. So there, we have a great concept. Everybody knows that the homeopathy is based on law of similia, and the constitutional remedy, when prescribed on the basis of constitution, helps to cure the case, to deal with the case ultimately. When you talk about various medications, homeopathic medicines, which can be of great help while dealing with the cases of temper tantrums. So, first and foremost, I would like to mention the remedy Alumina. Alumina, everybody must be knowing that when you talk about Alumina child, he's very violent, he's very impulsive, and he's at the same time he's very confused. The confusion which is inside Alumina will be shown through his violent impulsiveness. So such impulsive outbursts whenever expressed in the form in front of the relative or the parent or even the doctor, that would be very uncommon because alumina patient is usually very gentle and quiet. Okay, so when an alumina patient is very gentle and quiet, so when he shows violent impulsive outbursts, that would be a very uncommon thing, and that usually surprise people. And this action is being shown because the alumina child is very much pressed, and when this violent outburst is because of a dominating parent who is being repeatedly telling his child that do this, do that, don't do this, don't go there, don't go here. So when you are overpowering, when you're dominating your child like anything, the character, such character of Elimina, which is being suppressed since long, comes out because his self confidence is very much eroded. That self confidence is usually got, and usually because of this suppression, he may be very much scared of very sharp things and the sight of blood as well. The second remedy now I would like to mention is a great remedy which is very much commonly used when you are dealing with children who are very much sad or depressed. That is aurum metallicum. So when you see a child who have psychological pressures, and we put pressure on children, they go to depression. Some you must you have you everybody was must have read Allen's that boyish go is lost, and the child is very peevish, and he drive the pressure which is being done on the child, which is being given on the child, that forces him to attempt suicide. This is a suicidal tendency of aurum metallicum. When you see a child, he would be very ambitious. He would be very hardworking, industrious. घर में भी काम करके help out करते रहेगा. या फिर when he goes to school, he's very good at teaching. He's very good at studying and studies, and he'll be very hardworking, ambitious, industrious child. So when you see such a child and he's showing some characteristics of sadness, depression, and inclination to suicide, and they have a sense of responsibility, and usually they feel very guilty when they are not able to do what they are supposed to do. When a child is not able to do what they're supposed to do, they have a sense of guilty. So then you can think of aurum metallicum, and these aurum child usually what they show is they have a feeling of being alone, and they usually cut off from others. So they have very limited space, and they won't be having friends. They won't be talking or discussing with when they go outside, or when a 3-year-old 4-year old child is like in the college going into the school. So they're very oversensitive, and they cut off too from others, and usually if they are contradicted, they would result in outburst of anger. You everybody know that aurum metallicum cannot bear contradiction. So another remedy which can be discussed is Sina. Sina is a very cross child. He does not want to be touched, cross like Chamomilla and Antimcrude as well. He desires many things and rejects whenever offered Chamomilla also. And there is a very much irritability. The child showing very much irritability, anger, asking for things, not taking things, throwing off things, and there is jerking of hands and feet. There are convulsions or grinding of teeth during dentition time, and he always wants to be carried and wants to be rocked. Like rocked is this when you तेज child को ऐसे roll करना, and then there is excessive obstinacy, peevishness. So maybe due to worms or during dentition problems. So there you can think of Sina. The similar child is Chamomilla as well, because he also is very impatient and he wants to be carried and wants many things which he refuses. And there is usually piteous mourning. He'll cry like you'll have pity on him. He'll cry like anything. That you'll feel very pity for him, and because he cannot have what he wants. He shows a very ugly behavior, very uncivil, which is not accepted in the society, and very quarrelsome. He'll be fighting, he'll be quarreling on little things like a small child quarreling. So you can think about chamomilla. Another remedy, a very good, commonly used remedy for children, that is tuberculinum, for obstinate children who are very much dissatisfied and restless, and always wants a change in life. So they desire to travel and does not want to remain in one place long. They are very much depressed, or wants to do something or different, or they'll be always searching for some different new doctor, or weary of life. They may be weary of life. They may be anxious. They may be whining or complaining one or the other ailment, like I'm having this, I'm having that. Or they may be having showing fits of violent temper. They'll be violent in the nature, will be always fighting or throwing off things at anyone without a cause. So they may also use foul language. When you see a child who is very small and using a foul language or cursing or swearing, or any of these little trifle, he gets irritated, or worse when he's doing any mental work, does not want to do any mental work. So you can think of tuberculinum. When you talk about Nux vomica, and one more remedy is like, we can think of Cuprum metallicum. Cuprum metallicum is indicated in those children who are having different behavioral problems. Usually, those children who are very independent and they do not ask for help for anything. They're very obstinate and headstrong, and usually they have great abilities to be focused and hardworking. And always, usually, they play by the rules. And in situations where there are confrontations, or when some teacher is talking to him, or the child is talking to him, or somebody antagonizes him, or he shouts at him or scolds him, the teacher is scolding a child, and then what the child will do in return, he'll be lashing out with a sarcastic tongue. He'll be answering with something in sarcasm, and he may also mimic people, act like teachers, or usually play tricks with friends or the batchmates in the class itself. So such children who are destructive or doing something sarcastically or answering sarcastically, even they may bite or spit at others, or when they are angry, they'll be holding their breath like this, and they may turn blue in the face when they are showing their temper tantrum. So such patients you can think of Cuprum metallicum. And Nux vomica, very commonly used polychrist, and very for very particular zealous persons who are inclined towards anger, and have malicious disposition. The child may show digestive disturbances, and they may be expressing the tantrum because of their digestive disturbance. So you can think of Nux vomica. When you talk about such remedies, when you talk about the homeopathic approach, so as a homeopathic physician, the homeopathic approach really gives us a chance to do something different, and hopefully better perspective on people. You know that symptoms, as a homeopath, we believe that symptoms are just a manifestation of a failure to cope up with whatever challenge has come or injured to the person. So the person whose vital force is being deranged, he'll be showing some or the other manifestations in the form of a disease. And from this point of view, when you relate disease with the remedies which we have, homeopathic remedies, the materia medica of homeopathic remedies, the materia medica acts like a book of wisdom, which throws light on dark and confusing time. Whenever you're confused, you can always refer to Materia Medica. And in particular, when you talk about behavioral problems or illnesses in children, temper tantrums in children, so as a homeopath, you need to see the children once things have got out of control. when there is a limit, you must identify that this is a limit and you need to manage the case right now. And because these tantrums you affect the child or the family concerned very much. And the warning signs, like the warning signs which you must note always in a child, that if a parent or the child is coming up with uh, family concern shows says that there is unacceptable behavior, there are developmental issues at school, the child is violent, he's a very violent behavior towards his family members, friends, or even pets, and he is very hyperactive, and he has recurrent episodes of outburst of anger. So at that time you must take care and prescribe him homeopathic. And in short, in the end, I would just suggest you about the commonly used remedies which I usually have got good results in my practice. Like Calcarea Phos is a very good remedy for rebellious, reckless behavior, children who are otherwise very sociable and loving. Tuberculinum were very sweet and charming at one time, and they become very mean and malicious at the other. Calcarea carp for such toddlers who are very much stubborn and defiant. So this is all from my end. I hope you enjoyed this session. If you have any queries, you can post in the comment section, or you can ping me on my email ID. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. हो गया तुम यहाँ पे क्यों